Probably a lot of people will say that Taiwanese healthcare system is probably one of the best healthcare systems that they have ever encountered. And my story actually relates to this. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Alex and nice to meet you. This is the first episode where I and my friends in the future will tell you stories, fun stories about life in Taiwan. I hope you're gonna enjoy this one. My story begins last year in 2024. I love 3D printing. This is my hobby. I love 3D printing stuff. A lot of things in my house are 3D printed. And sometimes I use the blowtorch to eliminate certain imperfections in the models that I print. It's not necessary all the time, but sometimes it's good. What happened is that one fateful night, the gas inside the blowtorch ran out, and I had to refill it. I have a spare can of gas that I bought from Carrefour, so I went to the kitchen to get it and start refilling it. The thing that is going to be very important for this story is that I was doing this above the sink. So you know that these cans equipped with different sized nozzles. These nozzles are used to attach the gas can to different size holes for different objects like lighters, blowtorches and such. While I was trying to connect the can to the blowtorch using different nozzles, I noticed that the gas was leaking all the time. It was not very pleasant because it was cold and it smelled bad. So finally I realized that I don't need the nozzles. Actually, the can's original metal nozzle is more than enough to get attached to these holes. That's what I did. When I finally found the position, I realized that, oh, you also have to flip it. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. And the gas went in and it probably filled itself in like 3 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. And then I decided to try it out, like see how it's gonna work. I put the can gas away, and I think I did the right choice. I stand in front of the sink, I take the blowtorch, and I point it towards the sink. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I decided to point the torch towards the sink. Why? No idea. Anyway, I point the torch towards the sink, and I press the button. The next thing I see is it was a solid boom sound. It was like a small tiny explosion, the kitchen-sized nuclear bomb that went off in front of my face. I was not ready for this. Nobody was ready for this. I was not even aware that it could happen. My window was open. I was doing this above the sink. How would I know? I thought that the gas is going to evaporate. And I'm sorry, I was not prepared for this. And you can judge me, you can laugh at me. Yes, that was a stupid move. I agree with you. For the first couple of seconds, I was standing frozen because I did not understand what happened. I was not even sure if I'm still alive at that point. You know, like one of those memes when something happens and you're already in heaven, and I'm like standing there in heaven with a goddamn blowtorch in my hands. I'm standing with the blowtorch in my hands, and I don't move. I'm frozen with shock. And then I hear my wife running towards the kitchen. She runs into the kitchen and she's like, what happened? What happened? I heard the sound. It was like an explosion. What did you do? And I can't really tell her anything because I'm still shocked. I lost the ability to speak at that moment. I forgot to mention that I was also topless because it was my home. I don't wear shirts and it was summer. It was hot. I was not wearing a shirt. And I was standing basically topless with a blowtorch pointed at the goddamn sink. I was so shocked that I didn't even turn my hand to her. I would turn my whole body to her. I say like, I don't know what happened, but it just went boom. When she heard my version of the story, she looked at me with a very judging look. She was like, I married this dumbass. She didn't say anything, but in her eyes, you could read, damn, you're stupid. As soon as I recollected myself, I put the blowtorch because I realized that I smell like burned hair. I started to panic because I was convinced that I don't have any eyebrows anymore. So I went to the bathroom. Thank God, a tiny little thin of eyebrows is still there. There is no hair on my arms and there is no hair on my chest. And I was like, oh, thank God, at least eyebrows are there. You know why? Because eyebrows take months to regrow. Maybe because the body thinks that my master is not that stupid to burn the eyebrows in a stupid blowtorch accident in the kitchen. So I'm not going to use any resources to regrow that. I don't know. It's stupid, man. I'm so stupid. This is funny. I wash myself with a soap to make sure that there's no more smell of burnt hair, because you know the smell of burnt hair is disgusting. And I come out and 5 minutes later, I start to realize that my right hand starts to hurt. And the more I wait, the more it hurts, and it's a burning sensation. Of course, I realized now that my brain woke up with all the adrenaline that pumped into me after the initial explosion, my brain was working really quick. And of course, I realized that I got a burn. I just didn't know how strong it was. And I thought I'm gonna just, wait it out, walk it off. And I waited for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and the longer I waited, the more it hurt. But it's Friday evening, everything is closed. It's like 11 p.m. or something. So I actually was supposed to go to bed myself, but I don't think I would be able to sleep. So my wife comes and says, "Would you like to see a doctor?" And I was like, nope, I don't need a doctor. I can handle this. I'm the man. Nonetheless, the longer I waited, the more it hurt. So after like maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I told my wife, like, you know what? I should probably see a doctor. And that's how we went to the nearest ER that is maybe like 10-minute walk away from my place. So we get to the ER. I walk like this, because like, and my wife obviously is walking slightly away from me because she doesn't want to associate herself with this kind of stupidity. And I agree with her. It's fine. We register, we get a number in the line, we go sit, and of course I can't sit, the hand hurts, so the nurses, thank God nurses were there, and they run around helping people, and she noticed that I have the burned hand, and she came to me and said, like, you need to get your hand under the water. So I went into the bathroom and I stood under the water. It was humiliating experience because I was standing with my hand in the sink. The problem is that every time somebody would walk in, they would see me first. So they open the door to the bathroom and there's a guy standing like this, holding like his hand on the waist and his other hand in the sink under the cold water. And of course the question is like, what the hell are you doing, man? And of course I have like, the face full of pain, and I would like be like, like standing and looking at them, and they'd be like maybe I'll pee in another bathroom. I don't know, but a lot of judgmental looks at that time, at that moment, lots of judgmental looks. I'm not going to reciprocate because it's fine. I understand I was stupid. Thank God to nurses, they were really smart. What they did was they gave me a plastic bag, filled it with water and put some ice into it. And then they gave it to me and say like, you can take this, put your hand in and sit. I was like, oh, that's an amazing idea. Thank you so much. You're amazingly smart. So they gave me the bag. I put my hand in, covered it, went back and sat down in front of the doctor's office, waiting for my turn. I realized that everybody's looking at me, and for some reason, I don't think that they're judging me, but they definitely know that I was stupid, and I know that they know. It's just, you can feel it in the air. I was sitting there. While I was sitting there, I kind of felt bad because there are people in the line who actually have serious injuries, who came on the wheelchairs and can't even stand up. And I'm sitting there with a goddamn hand in the plastic bag, like some doofus. And it's just, oh man, it's such a shameful evening. Maybe after like 20 minutes of wait, the nurse invited me into the doctor's office. They looked at my hand, they quickly applied some ointment, and they wrapped my hand in the gauze and gave me the ointment to go. After it probably took like 5 or 10 minutes maybe. Of course, they asked what happened, and well, I had to tell them. People who work with people, most of the time they are very understanding. They know that things can happen. And to be honest, when I told them the story and how it happened, they didn't say anything, they didn't laugh at me, but you could tell the moment I left the room, they probably looked at each other like, it's like, and to be honest, I agree with them 100% because this is such a stupid story. By the time I got back home, I already started to feel much, much better. The pain went away and I actually could use my hand to do like basic stuff, like picking up stuff, putting things back. And I would like to thank people in that ER. If those nurses and doctors from that ER watching this video right now, guys, you're the best. Thank you so much. You are the best. And frankly speaking, everyone, every nurse, and every doctor that is working in ER, you guys, you rock. You save lives. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You are the best. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope I made you laugh or at least made you smile. We are going to shoot more stories like these, not just from me, but my friends and other people in Taiwan. And of course, Taiwanese people who are going to come here and share their fun stories related to life in Taiwan. And I hope to see you in the comment section. Maybe you have something to tell or share a story of yours. Please don't hesitate. Tell us. I would like to know if I'm the only one. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. Alex out. Take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.